Imagine you're heading to work and suddenly your car breaks down. What's your next move? You start brainstorming solutions. Maybe you can take public transport or call a friend. You weigh the pros and cons. The bus is too slow, but your friend lives nearby and works close too. You call them. Your problem is solved. You've just been creative. When faced with a problem, you've come up with a new, useful solution using the two constructs of creativity: flexible, divergent, and logical, convergent thinking. This dynamic interplay between flexibility and logic is our secret weapon for mastering life's curveballs, nailing those tough problems, and even letting our inner artist roam free. Interestingly, there's a growing number of reports from artists, writers, entrepreneurs that claim enhanced creative capacity after psychedelic drug use. So, what does the science say? To find out, we invited 60 healthy participants to the lab. We gave half of the participants a moderate dose of psilocybin, the psychoactive component in magic mushrooms, and half of them placebo. And we asked them to complete measures of creativity on 3 separate occasions: before drug administration, during the acute drug effects, and 7 days later, sober. We found out that when under the influence of psilocybin, divergent thinking was impaired. So, for example, when we asked people to come up with as many uses as they could for an everyday item, a classic test of divergent thinking, they came up with less ideas compared to placebo. We also found that psilocybin impaired convergent thinking. So when we showed people pictures and asked them to tell us the most logical association between pictures, they came up with less correct answers. However, when we asked them how creative they felt during the testing day, those under psilocybin reported more creative thoughts and insights. Then, when participants came back 7 days later, sober, and completed our test of divergent thinking again, those who had previously had psilocybin generated more completely new ideas on our tests, like when we asked them to generate uses for an everyday item. So, do psychedelics enhance creativity? It looks like it's not so simple. We might be capturing 2 creative thinking modes: deliberate and spontaneous. Deliberate creativity is task-oriented, structured, and goal-focused. Here, psychedelics seem to acutely impair this mode, perhaps due to disrupted structured thinking and impaired attention. Yet, psychedelics may acutely enhance spontaneous creativity, characterized by free-flowing, random, bizarre, and unrestrained thoughts, similar to the psychedelic experience itself. Now, what about this long-term increase in new ideas, though? So perhaps what we are seeing here is that acutely psychedelics do induce a facet of flexible cognition. This facet is spontaneous and it's not goal-directed, but perhaps this flexible state persists and can be utilized deliberately when the impairing facets of the drug have worn off. Or perhaps what's going on is people just feel more creative while they're under the influence of the psychedelic when they're actually not. This is something we are investigating further. So if you want to learn more about this study, check out the publication in Translational Psychiatry.